Welcome back to the channel, guys. And yes, guys, the FBI has casually taken to their complete social media handles where they revealed that they properly seized not your average Mercedes that you'd expect a proper drug kingpin to own, like a proper S600 guard or a proper basic S-Class on its own, or a limo of any sort, but the complete opposite that you'd expect, i.e. they seized a $13 million Mercedes-Benz Clk Gtr Roadster on its own, the proper race car inspired road car on its own, where it still has the proper Le Mans racing pedigree and the complete race car DNA, fueling that 6.9 liter naturally aspirated V12, churning out well over 600 horsepower to the rear wheels. And I mean, just look at it's every bit as theatrical as you'd expect from the likes of a proper race car from the late 90s. But of course, it's road legal. I mean, look at it looks properly beautiful with the big brass fenders on the front, the typical basic headlights that you can get on a basic E-Class, but of course you can also get them on a $13 million racing icon. And with the fact that this is the rarer counterpart of the Clk Gtr Strassen version, where of course there were 7 roadsters made compared to 22 coupes made. Regardless of the fact that this is an absolute icon and an absolute unicorn on its own, the story of the FBI seizing this revolves around quite a hot topic, where of course this formerly belonged to the proper top 10 or one of the top 10 most wanted fugitives on the FBI's hit list, i.e. Ryan Wedding, who is apparently still at large, where of course it is of course still technically owned by him, but it is in the custody of the FBI, meaning he ain't gonna see it for the rest of his life. But he properly went on to pick this up because of the fact that he apparently runs one of the biggest drug trafficking rings across Canada, and of course which netted him well over $1 billion per year. And well, with that much money coming in, he had to splurge on something outrageous to roam in. And well, if you ask me, I do very much applaud his car taste. I mean, he couldn't have gone for anything better, but of course, just because I applaud his car taste does not mean I condone his activities. But of course, he is still at large. Regardless of that, the FBI has seized this very unicorn on its own, and hopefully they don't crash this like they did with the F50 a couple years ago. But in light of recent events, this is a proper repeating pattern showing that criminals in their own actually have some immaculate car taste, where of course recently, just a couple of months ago, a couple in Las Vegas was busted for defrauding multiple people of $57 million on its own, where they apparently sold clients under the false pretense that they would properly sell exotics or supercars or hypercars at an hyperinflated price abroad, where one of the proper deals that were offered to the clients was that the couple would sell a Rolls-Royce Spectre, which of course comes with an MSRP of over $500,000 in the US, for over $7.5 million abroad. I mean, first off, whoever thought that deal was legitimate is properly moronic in its own. I mean, you gotta just use your head, man. It's Rolls-Royce Spectre. It's not a proper Clk Gtr Roadster or anything which is nearly worth even $1 million in its own. Regardless of the fact, multiple people were defrauded and $57 million was stolen. And of course, that money was put to some good use, where it was splurged on some extreme top tier hypers. Of course, one of which you will very much know, wherever I will come to it. Of course, the most noteworthy ones are of course a 1 of 40 Bugatti Divo in exposed blue carbon, a proper Pagani Huayra, 1 of 30 out there, a proper thoroughbred race car on its own, and of course the most notable one you will ever know, i.e. the proper Ocean Dragon Apollo Intensai Mozione, which is of course currently owned by none other than Steve Hamilton, i.e. the Hamilton Collection. And of course, to finish it off, a proper 1 of 80 Bugatti Chiron Supersport. So as you guys have seen, it turns out that criminals do indeed have some impeccable taste, but the ways they use to get the means to buy these types of cars, well, that's a big no-no. Regardless of the fact, guys, with the fact that the last Clk Gtr Roadster selling for well over $10 million in 2023 at an RM Sotheby's auction in Las Vegas, that means that this will do some big numbers. That is if the FBI chooses to sell this, and well, let's hope they don't crash it like they did with the F50. And well, kids, if this video taught you anything, it is the fact that if you want some big money, sell drugs. I mean, kids, if you want to make some big money, defraud people. And well, guys, of course, all jokes aside, if you kids want to make big money to own these types of hypercars out there, just work your ass off and God will bless you with what you deserve. And well guys, what do you guys think about this CLK GTR Roadster I was caught? And of course, let's see how much this sells for. And of course, that is with the fact that the FBI does not crash this, which I'm very much hoping for. But nevertheless, what do you guys think? Comment below. And well, thanks a lot for watching guys. Remember to that sub button and click the bell to ensure you don't miss out on any future videos. Thanks a lot for watching guys. See ya.